Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Ms. Klein has been recharged with the same two offenses that were previously withdrawn by the Crown.
I have an update to bring you on the case of Natalie Klein and her Bladez to Fadez barbershop located in the central Alberta community of Innisfail. Now, Natalie, as some of you will recall, is the niece of beloved former Premier Ralph Klein, and she defied the United Conservative Premier Jason Kenney's COVID lockdown restrictions on barbershops and personal care businesses, and she started seeing clients in her barbershop chair again. Natalie was renounced by her local town council and her fellow stylists around town for her act of survival. But Klein's bravery dragged the government kicking and screaming to the decision to allow for the reopening of personal care businesses in Alberta again. And since then, Natalie has decided to run for Innisfail Town Council on a pro-small business platform. Natalie is a change maker, and Natalie inspired other businesses in other industries to do the same, to open back up, to defy the lockdown. Chris Scott of the Whistle Stop Cafe followed her lead, and then many other restaurants followed him until the government eased the restrictions on dine-in restaurants and bars too. And Natalie fell under immediate surveillance from the local RCMP and Alberta Health Services inspectors. She received a summons to appear in court and a lockdown ticket. So we hired Natalie, a top litigation specialist named Chad Williamson from Williamson Law in Calgary, to help her fight those tickets and fight the government in court at no cost to her through fightthefines.com. Now, last week, we reported happily that Natalie had her tickets tossed out of court. She even received a letter from the Crown prosecutor on her case, Karen Thorsrud, officially confirming that the tickets were tossed out. You don't have to believe me, though. Here's the letter from the Crown. The Crown directs the above noted violations to be withdrawn. Should you require me to appear before the court to withdraw these matters, please advised. Signed, Karen Thorsrud, Crown Prosecutor, Specialized Prosecutions. Now, regular viewers may recognize that name, Karen Thorsrud, as the Crown Prosecutor, insisting that Pastor James Coates remain behind bars in the maximum security Edmonton Remand Center, awaiting trial for violating the public health order that would require him to limit his worship services at his Grace Life Church to just 15% of fire code capacity, and also force his congregants to wear masks and social distance, something he says is a total violation of his right to religious practice. Well, I have bad news for Natalie Klein. The government isn't done going after Natalie quite yet. The tickets to Natalie have been reissued, and the police are claiming it was a, quote, clerical error. Oh, okay. Clerical error. Are we then to believe that the Crown wrote that letter to Natalie confirming in writing that the charges were dropped as some sort of clerical error too? That's one heck of a clerical error, don't you think? Now, here is Natalie's lawyer, Chad Williamson, with an update about her case and what he plans to do next to help Natalie. Take a listen.
Ms. Klein has been recharged with the same two offenses that were previously withdrawn by the Crown. In evaluating whether to prosecute a charge, a process called charge screening, most prosecution offices are guided by Crown policy manual requirements that there be a reasonable prospect of conviction and a public interest in proceeding with a charge. In Ms. Klein's case, the Crown made a decision, exercised its prosecutorial discretion to withdraw Ms. Klein's charges after we entered a not guilty plea on her behalf and attempted to set the matters down for trial. The RCMP appear to be essentially doing an end run around the Crown's prosecutorial discretion here. What we find especially troubling is that based on the timing of Ms. Klein's response to press inquiries regarding her case, This apparent recharging, as it were, looks like a vindictive attempt to stifle her free speech by punishing her for responding publicly to the withdrawals. We'll be looking into every facet of these matters, and we'll be assessing all other issues as we continue to work with Ms. Klein in relation to these charges.
So as you can see, this case isn't even close to over. Natalie still needs our help, and she's going to get it. If you'd like to help us help this brave entrepreneur businesswoman who stuck her neck out and then changed the rules for her entire industry, please donate today to cover her legal costs at fightthefines.com. And to those of you who have already donated to help Natalie, thank you. The little guy can't fight the full force of the government without help, and the government knows it. Natalie embarrassed the police. That's really her crime here. Now they want a mulligan. They want to keep dragging Natalie back to court because she fought back, and it has to stop now, but she can't do it alone. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. If you'd like to help us help Natalie and hundreds of other people and businesses all across this country that have received lockdown tickets for trying to reopen their business or just go about their lives, please donate today at fightthefines.com. And if you've received a lockdown ticket, I don't want you to pay it. I want you to fight it. I want you to plead not guilty and then submit your case to us at fightthefines.com, and we'll do our best to put you in touch with a top criminal lawyer at no cost to you.